OneDrive is a file storage app. It offers the ability to access your files from your cell phone, from your computer, from a web browser. You'll have offline access to those files if they're stored on your computer, so you can edit stuff while you're off the grid, so to speak. And then, of course, it also protects your files and is encrypted and helps you kind of stay safe from losing your data if your hard drive or something like that was to crash. So as we're talking about OneDrive, I do want to call out there's two kinds of categories of files when we're considering in a business setting. You're going to have, you know, individual or personal documents, such as maybe your payroll stubs, your benefits information, things that are work related but maybe are just for you. That's going to your OneDrive is going to be a great place for that type of file. Another good example might be a working file, something that you're editing or creating that you don't want to share with your team yet, but it's still work, right? And then the other side, which we'll get into a little bit later, is the file sharing piece. And that's kind of more when we're going to have teams and groups of people editing and accessing batches of files, and we'll show what that looks like as well.
So I'm definitely a culprit of this meme. There's a number of folks that, whether it's considered a good practice or a bad practice, you know, that's to be discerned, but I certainly am one of those that saves things to my desktop. And previously, you know, you'd get scolded for that by some IT folks saying you really shouldn't be doing that. You should save it in a shared place or what have you. And with OneDrive, that kind of changes quite a bit.
Yeah, I would almost argue the opposite now, Eric, with OneDrive backup. So as part of OneDrive, you have the automatic ability to turn on a backup and sync feature that's going to sync your desktop documents and pictures right into your OneDrive. So you don't have to worry about if something's on your desktop anymore, is it being backed up or is it safe? You can store stuff right on your desktop if that's how you do things. Personally, I use my documents folder for all this stuff that we're talking about here. And it works really well, right? And it's still backed up. You're still going to have it offline if you need it. It's a really great and really important feature of OneDrive that makes it so useful. So a lot of times, maybe you have something stored in your OneDrive and you still want to share it out with others, you know, one or two individuals. We just want to walk through what an example of that looks like here. So this is an example folder you might have in your OneDrive, and you can see if you click on that three dots icon on a folder or a file, you're going to get an opportunity to share that folder. If you click share there, you're going to get a whole slew of options. As I mentioned, we can kind of dive into the specifics of what this looks like a little bit later, but you can pick and choose who's going to be able to edit and see this file, who you're going to share it with, if they're internal to your organization or external, etc. And then you can send that share message off to get them into the document.